Hi, welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I've been promising you for a few weeks now that I'm going to do something with the new Trucking Along bundle, and today's the day. But before we get started, I'm just going to remind you of a couple of things. First of all, we have still the specials on this month, where if you spend $90, you get a $9 voucher, so that you can spend that next month in August. So for every $90, you'll get $9. If you spend $180, you'll get $18. So it's a great time to do any purchasing if you've got something in mind that you want to use coming up. Now, I'm just going to check we are coming through, and it looks like we are. So looks like we've got a few online too, so let's get going. And we'll start by having a look at this lovely new bundle that's in the exclusive online section of Stamping Up. I'm going to turn you down to the desk, so bear with me. If it makes you dizzy, close your eyes. But here we go. So first I'll turn you down. And this is where I'm going to flip you. So there we go. So hopefully we've got all that clear now coming through. A few shadows today. We've got our Stamping Up set here. Our stamp set and our punch here. This is a colouring set. You can or two-step stamping. You stamp the truck and then you can colour the truck and the wheels. The same with the trees, the clouds. Everything you'll notice has colour to go with it, so that you don't have to colour it in. I'll use some of these during the week when I show you some of the other designs I'm going to do. But I saw a lady, another Stamping Up demonstrator, do a wonderful watercolour. I can't do anything as good as she did, but I can show you how it's done, and she also made her truck look old and rusty. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to punch out the truck. This is a builder set. I will show you in another live how to build a 3D truck. But today it'll just be a watercolour with a punched out truck. Sounds a bit plain, doesn't it? But you'll see what I'm doing shortly. So I'll just put those aside for a minute. We'll put them over there out of the road. I'll bring in the paper to craft on, because this is going to get a little bit messy, but that's what watercolour is all about. So I've got here the watercolour paper Stamping Up has, the Fluid 100. So I'm going to get a piece of that out. Come on. There we go. It's quite thick and it will hold the water. So my tools today, I have 3 different size aqua painters. I'm going to use the big one for the background, and I have a spritzer to wet the cardstock. And my colours that I'm going to use, one of them's over here. I'm going to use Old Olive, Early Espresso, Balmy Blue, and Boho Blue. So they're for the sky, these are for the ground. So we're going to start with Old Olive. And we can get it open like this, and there's our palette to get some water happening. Now I'm just going to spritz the cardstock first so that it's wet to start with, to help the watercolours blend a bit. So let's get going. My brush, as I said, I'm using the large one for the background. I'm just going to pick up some colour And I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water out of the aqua painter and drop it into there. Come on. Might try this side. Squeeze this side. There you go. Some water's coming out now. So I've got a nice good amount on my brush. My paper's wet, so I'm just going to go across and put some grass down, nice green grass. A bit more perhaps. Now I'm going to grab a wipe and I'm just going to clean the end of the brush. I can squeeze some more water out if I need to, but with a wet wipe I find it's just as easy and it cleans it off. Now I'll leave that open in case I want to put a bit more green on my grass. I'm going to make a dirt road. So we're going to get some dark brown, which is the early espresso. I'm going to squeeze some more water out. There we go. And I'm actually not sure that this is wet enough here because I want these two to blend quite a bit. And put a bit more along. I'm going to just slide it up because I want them to blend in a bit. I think now I've got too wet. Never a happy medium. Now I'll get that out. Clean my brush again. Still a bit. I just want to even up the grass a bit more. I'll bring a bit more colour across. That's better. Now, for the sky, we're going to use two different blues because I played with one and it just didn't seem right, so then I put a second one on. I had a little play with this last night. I didn't make a card, but I had a bit of a play with my watercolouring. So I'm going to start, I'll just make sure that's coming clean. No good putting brown and green in with the blue. Yeah, there's still a bit more green in there. I'll just squeeze a bit of water through the brush. And then you can see it's nothing coming through now. And we'll just grab some ink here. This is the Balmy Blue. I'll just wet that a bit more. And maybe you need a bit more up here. And then I just added a bit of boho blue in with it. Just again, I'll clean the brush because I don't want to mix my colours in the ink pads, just on the paper. That's better. And it sort of then just gave a bit more three-dimensional, I felt, to the sky. So that's the background done. Ready to put our truck on. Now we'll create the truck. But I've got a very wet piece of paper under me. So I'm just going to tear that off. As you can see, it's starting to go through. And put that aside for other... Well, I might even be able to do the truck on that. Now, we're going to take another piece. This is, you can see I've already cut out the truck from yesterday. We're going to take this piece and we're going to stamp our truck, and then we're going to watercolour it. Now, to stamp and watercolour, you need to use StazOn. That way, the ink doesn't run when you put the water with it. So, it has a little cover in there. So here's our truck. And I'm going to make a nice rusty red truck. So to do that, I'm using cherry cobbler for the red, pecan pie for the rust, and basic grey will do my tyres. So we'll start with our cherry cobbler. And I'm taking the next size down, aqua painter. Again, I've got some ink here from when I did a play yesterday to make sure that it would look a bit rusty with these colours. So I'll just get a bit more water in there, squeeze some water, yes, there we go. Now this one I'm not spritzing because I want to have some control where the red goes. So here we are, just paint the truck. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to paint that part of the wheel. Oh, I didn't mean to go in the centre bit, but that doesn't matter. We'll get over that. Round the door frame. We spend a lot of our time on the farm, on the olive grove, up until recently, and we always had rusty, well, we didn't have a rusty old truck, but we had a rusty old tractor, red tractor. When I saw this set, I thought, oh, I have to have it. So, a bit more colour down that end. It's a bit pale. Doesn't really matter. Don't mind that being paler there. There. So there's our red truck, and I'm going to, while it's all nice and wet, bring in the smallest aqua painter. He's run away, here he is, and use some pecan pie. We don't need a lot, in fact that will do. And I'm going to add some rust where I feel the truck could get rusty. So on the bumper, the two bumpers, I feel would be quite a bit rusty. And down the bottom along here, and you can see it sort of just starts to blend in. I think we always had rust on the bottom corner door. The bonnet, a bit across the front, a bit more colour there. Round the wheel. Could be a bit of mud too from the dirt road, couldn't it? I reckon a bit in here. Doesn't have to be too bright in there. and just make it look a bit down the back here. Oh, that back corner. Bit in here. What about a bit up the top of the car? Or the cab, I should say. Down this back bit. Here, we'll put a bit there. I think he's looking a bit rusty, a bit old. What do you think? Do you think we've done it? I think so. I think that's looking a bit old. What do you think? I'll hold it closer. Can you see that? Perhaps in the light? No, I've gone too far from the camera. It's looking a bit like a... Oh, I haven't got in camera at all. How's that? Looks a bit rusty? I think so. I think that'll do our truck. So, oh, I've got to paint the tyres. We better do that bit. Now I'm again going to use the aqua painter and this small one, so I'll just clean it off and pick up a little bit of colour. I don't want it too diluted because I want the tyres. I'll put a bit there. I want the tyres to have a bit of colour in them. I might actually come back and colour them with something else if it doesn't take up too well. Oh no, this might be all right. I think this is going to work. It's a bit hard to see, I know, because it's so far away from you, but I'll hold it up again. I think that's looking all right. Close those up. Now, hopefully you can see that truck there. And it's looking a bit old and rusty. My hand's wobbling, isn't it? So our next step is to punch the truck out. And where did I hide the punch? Over here. I put it on the other side for once. So again, we've got here that we can punch out the window, wheels, hubcaps. We'll do that another time. Not hubcaps, but you know, wheel arches. So let's get him out. Oh, he's a new punch and he's a bit stiff. There we go. Now this is still a little bit wet because I had so much water on it, but we're going to put our truck on here and we're going to put some trees and something in the back of the truck. I think we might put some flowers in the back of the truck. So while this is just drying a little bit longer, I'm going to show you. Now I've used Stays On ink, and if I'll get a clean cloth. If I try to wipe it off my stamp, it doesn't. So you need, this is called Stays On Cleaner. And this will break down the ink. It actually is a little bit dirty on the end because I've used it to clean Stays On off before. So I just rub that along where the Stays On is. And then I can take that ink off. So that's all clean. So there's still a little bit of a mark there, but it's not that thick black mark that there was. So if you're using Stays On, it doesn't matter if it doesn't come off the stamp, but if you want to take it off, you need to use the Stays On cleaner. Just so that you're aware of that. Now, it's still a bit damp, but I think we can get away with it. The first thing I want to do is cut it to size. Now, it's a bigger piece of paper than what we will normally use, so I need to work out what I want to keep and what I want to cut away. I think I will cut a little bit off the sky. I will do it up this end so you can see. We want it at 10, that's not enough grass, so I'm going to cut it there. Got a big bit of road there, but that's all right. And I want this at 10 so that it fits my card. Now, which bit will we cut off? I'm going to cut it down to 2 under 14. So we'll just cut this end off. So now we've got our normal card size. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some trees. And this is where I'll be doing a little bit of 2-step stamping. And I'm also going to, what am I trying to say? I'm also going to put a greeting on it as well. So we're going to start with stamping our tree in black. I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to put 2 over here. And then I'm going to take the leaves of the tree and stamp that in green, in fact in garden green. And I need to sort of get over the top so I can see that I'm going straight down. Oh, that's not stamping very well, is it? Needs to be rinsed. But that's all right, I don't mind it. I could do this just to give it a bit of watercolour feel. Put a bit of colour in where it's a bit white. Also can go to the edges then. So there's also always a way to fix it if it's not perfect. I could have left it, but how's that? Gives it those colours. A bit more colour in this one. I have to get my re-inker out, my ink for this stamp pad, and top it up. It's been a while since I've used garden green. I think it was Christmas I last used this one. It's a great colour for Christmas. I use it quite a bit at Christmas time. I'll put some over here too. There we go. I want it a bit darker down here. There we go, that looks all right. Actually, it looks quite good because it's got a bit of a shadow on one side. The sun must be coming from that side because this side of the trees are darker. You just see, you make it up as you go. So I'll just clean that off. And I'll clean this stamp. That one I'll clean afterwards because I'll clean all my stamps that I use black on today because there'll be stays on. Now, I'm going to put in this corner the greeting. Now, I was going to use this. Yes, it's going to come up. there's my greeting. Every day is a fresh start. So we'll get this, clean that so I don't put my finger in it. Now the next step I'm going to do is pop my truck on. And I'm going to do that, well, I'm going to get ready to pop him on. We've got to make his load yet. So I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on that. So I won't peel them yet. And, oh, I haven't done the, I've better do the tree branches too. We'll do them first. I was going to colour them. I won't do it with the rust. I will do it with the colour of the road. Got that many stamp pads today because of all the colours. Watercolouring. I'm just going to take that little brush again. I'm going to pick up some of the colour. I'm not going to have too much water because I just want it to sort of come up. And give a bit of colour to my tree trunks. So there, my tree trunks done. And for my load, I'm going to put some flowers in the back of the truck. So I'm going to work out, the truck's going to go along the road here. So I will ink up. Is that going to work? Yes. Now, I'm just working out roughly where I'm going to put my flowers. And that's the last of needing the stays on. I'm going to get some nice yellow. And again, this is the 2-step stamping. So I'm going to colour the flowers in. I've got to put my head in under here again to see if I can get that in the right spot. They're my flowers. And I think we'll use a bit of the granny apple green. So where's my little brush to colour the leaves? Get some of that. Don't want it too wet again. These look like big sunflowers. So I might get some brown into the centre of them. So we'll just wipe that off. And I'll bring back pecan pie. Just a little bit, oh, that one doesn't have a centre. It's only 2 centres there needed. Right, let's get our truck together. Oh, we can close this up so they don't dry out. I'll just take the dimensionals off. And let's get those flowers at the back of the truck. So that's our card front. Every day is a fresh start. Now I'm going to put it on, yesterday I thought it might be this one, but I think actually it might look better on that one. This is the Early Espresso, which is the colours of the tree trunks and the road, where this one, Pecan Pie, was the colours in the truck. So I think it actually stands out better on the darker one. So let's cut a card base. And as per usual, it is, we'll get rid of all these things, it is 14.8. High, and we score at 10.5, 10.5, and there's our card base. But I'm also, while I've got the trimmer out, going to cut an inside piece. So that's going to be, I wonder if that's, how wide's that? Bit short. It'll have to be this way. And I'm going to do that at 14.3. So 0.5 centimetre smaller than the card base, which is the same as our truck, well, our front piece, and that's 10 centimetres wide. Now, I'm going to put the card together. We might just, we'll just glue this one on the front. And you can see now it's quite dry. A little bit of blue came through there, but we're not going to see that. But it's now dried completely. Bit of glue on the side there. Now, I'm just going to put, it's moved, I moved it. I'm just going to put the weight on it for a minute to try and, in fact, I'll put 2 stamp pads with a weight on it, and that'll weigh that down for a minute. And while we're doing that, I'll take this piece, and I think to colour it in, I actually think, or to create something, because I don't like bare envelopes, I don't like bare inside the card. I'm going to put a tree here. Or I might do, and I think I'll put the front of the truck here. Now, I haven't done this on watercolour paper, so I'm going to cheat, well, not cheat, but do it in two-step stamping. So I'll colour my tree in. And there it works perfectly. Contrary stamp pad. And I'll grab a blender pen for the trunk. Yeah, I've done pecan pie, but that's okay. And then for the truck, I will grab out get another block. Now I haven't used this one before, so I'm just going to take some of the newness off so that it inks properly. So I stuck my finger in the stamp pad then. So we'll just pop him on here. Oh, he's very dark. But that's okay. I'm just going to blend a little bit into it. In fact, I'm going to fill those with, and so that will look a bit, instead of shiny, he looks a bit rusty. Ooh, bit in there. And his wheels, I'll just get a bit of light cherry cobbler here. And I was going to stamp his wheels, but I think I'll just do it by hand. And I'll grab the basic black for his wheels here. Oh, that's nice and black. So that's how you can do it too, with the two-step stamping. So that's my truck inside, my tree. And here's my card. We're just going to pop that in here. Now this stamp set's ideal for the guys. They like their cars and trucks. So you can give them a shiny car or a rusty one. And that's it, finished. So hopefully you quite like that. And it's a stamp set that you too would enjoy using. I think it's a great one for the blokes, but also some of the girls. And there's the other version where you can do the two-step stamping. Well, I'm just going to turn you back up to me. So just hold on for a moment. Just flipping you around. And we're back. I think so. There we go. So hopefully you enjoyed making that with me. And we'll be here again next weekend and hopefully, well, not hopefully, next weekend I will look at making you a 3D truck. In the meantime, this week I will make a few versions of what you can do with this set. I've seen a number of Stampin' Up demonstrators do a variety of different things. It's given me lots of ideas, so hopefully I can share some of them with you. Have a good week, and I will look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye.